New bold units in the Slaanesh faction in Total War Warhammer 3. This is the Legion of Greed mod, which adds a new sub-faction to Slaanesh with a legendary lord for you to play with. This is really great timing as we're still waiting on the new DLC to drop and it's been pushed further out, so I think this is something really fun to dive in. In this mod spotlight, we're going to be checking out every single unit, their stats, showing some combat, and talking about the campaign a bit. Let's dive in. I do want to say, if you can't tell from the opening, I am under the weather and sick right now, so my voice is kind of all over the place. So I do apologize if it sounds terrible at some points or others. As you can see here, this is the Immortal Empire campaign, Slaanesh. This is the sub-faction, the Voice of Avidity, Legion of Greed. This is the legendary lord, and there is some generic lord also and a hero for this faction other than just units. This is their starting location. I don't really have a strong opinion on where it's at. So if you like this location, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And then we're going to dive into the campaign mechanics. I do want to say I'm glad there's a loading screen. I think more and more mods now are having their own custom loading screens put in. I really do like that a lot. So this is the main thing. You have the vault here, which you're going to earn these coins and this revenue to spend on items, but also on units. There's a lot of items for your lords and heroes, but then you also get all of your new units through awakening them using your coins. After you awaken them, you can recruit them directly into your armies and pretty much summon them. So when you summon them in, you awaken them, it says, you pretty much get access right away to those units and you can place them in your army. Short and sweet on the campaign side, and now we're diving into the units. This is the generic lord, the Lord of Greed, and I really do like him a lot. He's armored, anti-infantry, and a melee expert, and I did go through and make sure every single ability in this mod shows up at least once so you can see it, and if you see it on another unit, you know what it is. So yeah, he has some interesting ability here. He does very well in combat, in my opinion, and I think he's a blast to play with. On top of that, the modder did a great job designing every unit in this mod on top of the mounts. Even, I actually had to show this horse, or horse, you want to call it, to my wife, and my wife said that is one of the creepiest things she's ever seen. So that's a compliment. You know, I really do enjoy the art style of this modder, and he does really great work. I'm really happy that I got some earlier access to this mod too. Even though it took me a while to actually create it, I am glad he gave me that access. I'd really, really love this mod a lot, and his art style. He's very impressive. We're now at the main lord of the mod, the Voice of Avidity, and you can see here, she is a spellcaster, and there are going to be 2 spells or 3 spells shown here, and then the rest I've put on another character, another hero that has spells as well. So she does have some unique spells for her, and 2 of them are damage based, and the other ones are either hexes or buffs. But overall, I do like this character a lot. She looks really good in combat. I tried to shoot her the best I could because she flies around, but try to get some good angles. So now we're moving over to the only hero in this mod, the Sorcerer of Greed, which this is going to show the remaining spells that wasn't shown on the primary legendary lord. So you're going to be able to see all the spells that you have access to. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what you think about these lords so far and hero, just to kind of see if they're up your alley or not, and give me your thoughts and opinions on it. I'm sure the modder would also like to see some feedback. I will say this, on the hero side, I would like to see a more melee-focused hero. Kind of like how the Lord is more melee focused, I would like to see a hero that's more melee focused as well. Sorry, I started coughing up a hairball. So the mount here is very good, as we've talked about earlier, and I've got to say, when it comes to creating a mount, there's so many modders out there have created so many different mounts that, to me, to come up with a unique looking one is very impressive. And this modder just has a very interesting art style that I think to me fits in. Many people would probably disagree, but I really like that he approaches it in a different direction. I do feel like the modder's improved since the last mod of his I checked out. These are the Vein Blade, and I've got to say I really like the muscular style look, and I like that he went through and he put a leader style unit with every single one of these. These guys are your plain low tier sword infantry style guys, but I would say that looking at their stats, they're a little bit above like your basic soldiers, so they are, to me, a good starter tier 2, and it really makes sense to me. And then we're about to see some combat of these guys. I really like the last unit, but I actually like this one a little bit more because the Guild Cleavers, I like the halberds they're carrying. You know, that kind of, you know, that curve to them. It just looks really, really good in their hands. And again, you still have that leader style unit with the blade on his head. You just can't get much cooler than that. I also get kind of like an Egyptian style from these guys too. So I just overall, I'm a really big fan of everything he took to create this. And this is your obviously anti-large style unit. We're now getting to the classic Slaanesh style whip unit here, you know, because it's Slaanesh, they gotta have whips. It says it does poison damage on there, so I think that's kind of cool. And if you look close with the whips, you're actually gonna see they're like kind of like hooks at the end. So again, I would not want to be hit by one of those. That's just like terrifying to imagine. But overall, I do like the unit. It's very similar. These are all three of your tier, like lower tier infantry units, and then we're about to move up a tier, and I'm gonna show combat for these guys right here. Before I talk about the unit, look at the ability you see there on the left. So that's an ability that a lot of these units had or have, so I wanted to show it off so you're going to see it repeatedly, and I didn't want to keep putting it on the screen. These are the Hoplites of my room. They're a spear infantry unit, and I've got to say he did a great job designing those spears. They just look so sick. It's that Dark Elf Slaanesh style look together, and I just really do like it. On top of that, their leader with the horns, it just, overall, he did great work on this unit. And then almost like going the other way, you're kind of getting this like Macedonian or Roman, you know, like because the plume, get these plume gladiator style warriors. I just really love this direction. Like we just shifted so much in my opinion. And I mean, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of like the plume style with the head, but I mean, with this unit, I really do love it a lot. Really stands out, and he still gave it a leader style unit. You got the Slaanesh symbol up top on his back behind him. Just big props to the modder. Really interesting unit here, a whole lot of gold, and he approached gold in a very interesting way because it's not too flashy. It's like a more matte, flat, metallic gold, and it's a very impressive combo because I have seen some very, you know, gaudy looking, over the top, you know, gold looking units before, and I think he really finds a good balance with the shimmer and the lighting, so I think it looks good. These are the Alloyed Guard. They're great axe, armored and armor piercing, and these boys will do some damage in combat, as you're about to see. If you notice on the top left, you're going to see the troop count dropped off considerably. These are a small unit, 32 of them. These are the Aruic Attendants. They're spear infantry, and the leader you see there with the dual swords looks sick. But these guys are pretty much, or girls possibly, are going to have very high stats. They're more like your elite tier unit. Throw them into combat. They're going to do good work. They have charge defense, armor piercing, and armored. These guys are just a great unit to have. Keeping with these small elite tier units, as the last one had a two-handed weapon, you're going back to the swords here. These are anti-infantry, greatsword infantry, and as you're about to see in combat, they make the enemy units fly with their strength. So they're just knocking these lower tier units around, and they still have that good passive ability from earlier. Really makes these units strong. I haven't really had a chance to see how good of a balancing these units have, especially in the late tier, but I don't think they're overpowered. So now we have the Gilded Tormentors. You can see the troop count went back up to 80. There are a lot of these guys, and I don't believe I've seen a leader style unit in here. I could be wrong. If there isn't one, I would like to see one created. You know, maybe he just gives that one like a big double-handed hammer, or, you know, I'm not really sure. Maybe he comes up with a different idea to make it separate. But overall, I mean, I do like the unit a lot, and it does kind of give you that dual axe infantry. You're kind of getting closer to like a Khorne style unit. Taking a lot of takes. I keep messing up talking about this, but these are the Auric Ravagers of the Beastal Cavalry. They're armored and they have Vanguard deployment. I am not going to give like a very strong opinion one way or the other on this unit, mainly because I just really haven't compared it to the other cavalry units in the Slaanesh faction to see how it fits in or where it really fits. But overall, I am happy that he added another cavalry unit to the faction, and I do overall like the design of the unit. This is a unit type that if you use it correctly and you get it where you need it to be, it can do some good damage. They're anti-large, they're flying, which means they can get over the lines. They're armor-piercing, armored, and shielded. So there's a lot going on for them there. I did put their stats or their abilities up so you could see that. Overall, they have pretty good weapon strength. Their speed's high, 44 melee and 36 defense. So to me, really good stats. And I'm a big fan overall of the look of the unit. I just don't use this unit type as much as others. This is a unit that was very hard to record in combat just because of how much it moves around. This is the Jeweled Temptress. It's a missile monster hybrid unit. It's anti-large, causes terror, has a ranged attack, has an ability it can use to also deal some damage, but it's gonna cause some rampage. Overall, I do like the unit a lot, and the design and how it looks. It was just not very fun to try to record it in combat. You know I had to end the video with a bang. This is the giant idol for Slaanesh. It's just a massive unit. It just looks phenomenal, and really, Slaanesh just needs it right now while we're waiting for the new DLC to come out, and I'm just a big fan of it. You're going to see combat coming up, and then that's going to be the end of the video, guys. I will catch you in the next mod spotlight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you then. And let me know down in the comments about mods you want me to check out or what you think about this video.